Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, March 24th, 2023. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice again, yesterday we were looking for bears to defend morning strength. Price got a little bit higher than expected here, pushing well beyond the previous session's midpoint, but found resistance right at the prior day's FOMC key level of 33.75s. That led to a reversal the rest of the session back to the previous session's close and below it, and then held into the close here. Again, a bearish outcome here for the most part, but not really falling through the floor here, kind of holding up near the previous week's close. Today here so far we've seen price bounce down off the previous session's midpoint, holding in the lower half of yesterday's range, but we are kind of range bound a bit, say between 39.40 and up to about 40.50. So again, current lows up to recent highs, that's kind of a wide ranging trading range, and we could fall anywhere within there here over the next day. Again, failing at the previous week's low would open up, our previous week's close would open up the previous week's low here, but as of right now, kind of hanging in there just barely. So keep an eye on the previous session's low. Failure to get back below that point would suggest a bounce back up within the day's range. If we take a look here at the NQ, you'll notice right now this one continues to trade mostly between the previous week's close and the 13K level, 13K being right here, previous week's close being at about 650, 12,650 or so, about right here. So again, that's the range that we've seen most of this price action throughout the week. We could continue to stay mostly within that range. If price does drop into the previous week's close price, 12,640s, 12,650, that could lead to a little bit of a bounce back up as price continues to hold in this range, likely heading into the weekend here. If we take a look here at crude oil right now showing some weakness, down about 2.5% at the moment. This thing failed to hold 70 over the last couple of days and actually had a pretty good move through it the previous session, but failed at the previous session's high prior to that and turned right back down. Is this a lower high within a downtrending mode here? Is this sell signal going to stick by the end of the day? That sell signal is a bearish trending sell signal here that would suggest more weakness up ahead. So this is going to be a big time pullback here to see, do we end the day above the day's mid or below it? The 70 level continues to be a battle zone here. If price can get through 70 at some point, it opens up a return back to the center of the range and maybe across the range. Until then, continues to be a battle at 70 with the potential to linger below it. Taking a look here at gold futures. For the most part, gold up a bit here. This one able to push back through and hold above the 1960 level and is now coming for a retest of recent highs. If price can continue to maintain this current upward trajectory right now, we do have a key level up above that could be hit, and that's the 2070s. Up above 2078.80 is the previous year's high price. That's the next key level above for this market here. If a rejection doesn't happen here that returns price back toward 1830, then we could be looking at a stretch into this zone. Now this zone does represent 5-year highs up here, so if we do get into this area over the last 4 years especially, we've seen rotations right back down and mostly back toward 1830. So if we do make a move for the edge, we could be looking at this thing topping out somewhere between 2080 and 2100 for a return back down. Until then, still looking at a further upward trajectory here until a rejection is seen. Let's take a look here lastly at the YM. This one's down about 0.75% at the moment. The previous session also saw selling pressure here come into play once price got a little bit beyond the previous session's mid and into the FOMC key level from the prior day and the previous month's close, all of those being offered, and we drop back down. Here today we're seeing a bit of weakness as well. For the most part, got a little bit of a rounded price action here. We have a downtrending channel that's still in play. Very hard rejection off the 33K level, which was the level we talked about Wednesday morning in the pre-market video. So all of those right now being turned down off that level, that would suggest here that we could have a bit more weakness heading into next week. Right here we had quite a bit of range bound action, a little bit of a push up back into the range. That failure right there could lead us through that zone here as we head into next week. So again, today may be mostly range bound within this range, but with a downward bias still in play. All right, that's it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the weekend. Happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.